Hi, it's Maria, and today I just wanted to talk about some things to expect when dyeing your hair. This is a follow-up video of my first one, but the first one was basically talking about what to expect from other people. This is basically what to expect when maintaining it. So there's 4 things that I really wanted to talk about, and I'm going to try to talk fast to get through this. One of them is basically some shower habits that you might need to change. The second one is money. The third one is time, and the fourth thing that I want to talk to you about is mess. Okay, so some shower habits that you might need to change are basically 2 main things. One, how often you take your showers, and 2, what temperature you take your showers. Okay, when you have your hair dyed unnatural colors, it's sort of recommended that you don't take hot showers and that you don't shower so often for a couple of reasons. When you take a shower very often and your hair is a natural color, your hair has been processed. It's been bleached. It's been dyed. It's been to hell and back. So if you do that, it will take out all of your natural oils from your hair and it'll dry it out even more, because already we know that washing your hair every day isn't so good, so just multiply that by 3 if your hair has been bleached and dyed as many times as yours has been, if it's a natural color. And also, another thing to keep in mind is whether you have your hair this color and you want to take hot showers. One thing about hot showers and unnatural colors is that they don't really mix, because when you take hot showers and your hair is in a natural color, it will fade dramatically compared to where if you were to take a cold shower. And I know there's some people out there like, oh, okay, well, you know what, it's something that I'm willing to sacrifice. Okay, you don't understand. The quicker it fades, the more you're going to have to dye your hair, the more product you're going to have to put in there, and eventually that'll get into the whole money thing. I'll get into that right now. But one thing that you could do that I do, because I am a hot shower lover, I was like, I can't do this cold thing. I would wash my hair separate from my body. I would be there like, washing my hair in cold water without letting my body touch the cold water, and then like I'd tie my hair up once I was done washing it out, and I would take the rest of my body in hot water. So that's something you could do. That's something I do. Or if you could just put a shower cap, just make sure that your hair doesn't really touch the hot water, and that works. Or there's some people who would actually use dry shampoo. I've only used dry shampoo once before in my life, and I don't really prefer it, but you could try it. It does sort of work. I use the Tresemme one, and I don't know, you could get that at your regular Walmart, Walgreens, stuff like that. So you could try that. So remember, don't take a shower too often. You shouldn't wash your hair in hot water, and if you want, you could do dry shampoo. That's fine. Okay, the second thing that I wanted to get into was basically the money factor. It can get expensive over time. It really can. Normally, I will tell you this right now, just for dye and conditioner alone, I will pay about $30 to $40 a month. And it might not sound like a lot, but after a while, it really does add up. It's like paying a phone bill, and it's just like over and over and over again, and it adds up, and you know it does. And I'm just saying that this is just for the dye and the conditioner. You also have to think about certain things like, oh, if you want to get the shower caps, you get the shower caps. It's an extra, I don't know how much they are. You want to get the gloves, oh, I get the big bulk boxes, and that's like $13. Then you might want to get some products to keep your hair healthy. There's the deep conditioners, there is the smoothing creams, there is leave-in conditioners, all of that stuff, and that's not added in with the dye. I'm just saying right now, just for dye and conditioner alone, I spend $30 to $40. So you have to make sure that you have a way to pay for this all, and because I have been in situations where I wouldn't have money to go out and buy the dye, and my hair would turn into this really nasty looking color, and I would just be like, don't look at me. So yes, so make sure that you're okay with spending however much you need to on the dye. So yes. Another thing is basically time. A lot of people don't really think about time very often when they're considering dyeing their hair. They're like, oh, I'll just put it in once and it'll be good. I found that it doesn't work that way. That was my mindset when I first started. But what I found is it takes a lot of maintenance. It really does. Um, just dyeing my hair, touching it up, I'd do it like once a week because I'm really about my hair. I have to make sure that it is pink. I don't like it to fade because I don't know. I just don't really like the whole orangey-ish look on me. So yes, that's about 3 hours a week that I spend on it, and it might not sound like a lot to some people out there, but to some people like me, I'm a student, I have work, I have chores, I have homework, and once you get all of that stuff out of the way, you're not left with very much time, so you have to make sure that you're willing to set aside time to basically maintain it. So that's one thing. I mean, like, it's not really that bad. You just put it in, and what I normally do is I put it in, I'll like wrap my hair up in a bag or something, and like in the meantime, while I'm waiting for the dye to finish, I'll do whatever else I need to do. So it's like multitasking. So you could do that, and I normally just do that like once a week to keep my hair like the regular color. Um, then another thing that you should think about, and I will help you out with this as best as I can, the last thing is the mess. I promise you, you will make a mess. If you're there like, oh no, I won't make a mess, you are wrong. I was like that once. And then I realized the bitter truth. Okay, so when I first started out, I didn't really know what could clean the dye up because I use Magic Panic. It's like a stain, really. It stains your hair. And basically, after I would be done dyeing my hair, there would be dye all over the place, and I would get into so much trouble. I've moved a couple of times from different apartments to houses and all this stuff, and each time I left, up until recently, there would always be stains on the floor, the walls, the sinks, the bathtubs. One time I even got it on the ceiling, so you really need to be careful with that. What you could do for that is basically lay out an old ratty towel that nobody likes, and you could put that over the sink and you can have your stuff on there so you won't spill it on the sink. So that's one thing to keep the sink clean. And some products that you could use to clean, like I used to use straight bleach, and I was fine with that for a while, but then after a while it was giving me headaches. I'm like, no, I don't want to deal with the stench, all that stuff. And it wasn't cleaning up that well. It would leave like stains. What you can do, and I swear, once you start dyeing your hair and you're making a mess, rubbing alcohol will be your savior. I promise you. I promise you. So once you're done, basically like dyeing your hair, you clean up everything and you're like, okay, and you look around to see wherever you have spots, because believe me, you want to get those while they are still fresh so they could come out. Okay, so what I do is I take rubbing alcohol. I normally get them from like Sam's Club. They're like huge, like this big, and they come like 2 in a pack for I don't know how much. But I would sort of pour that over where I had the dye stain after wiping off the excess dye, and like I'll leave it on there for 30 seconds and then just wipe it off. And then it should come off like just like that. And if it doesn't come off right away, just repeat that like 2 or 3 more times until like it's gone, it's to your satisfaction. It's the way it was before. So that's good. I will tell you right now, I don't think that works for clothing. So you need to make sure that you have like designated clothes that you just are just like you don't care about. And it also works for skin. I really recommend buying gloves. Only like recently I've ran out of gloves and I dyed my extensions today, so I have dye all over my hands. So you could use that for your hands too, but basically just keep in mind that it will dry out your hands, so you need to get some lotion. So yes, so those are just some things that you might want to keep in mind when you are dyeing your hair. That's the sad truth. It's not as easy as it looks, but it's not as hard as it seems either. I mean, as long as you're willing, in the end, it really does pay off. So yes. So basically, if I missed anything, if you have any other questions, comments, concerns, you could just tell me down below and I will get to you as soon as possible. And if you have any videos that you would like to request of me, then go ahead, leave those down there too, and I will do my best to make those videos. So I hope this helped you in some way, and bye!